So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about an important topic related to just how to take your business performance to the next level. So a lot of people start up in business, and what happens is they get bottlenecked. And, a lot of it can happen just because of your workload, but it also can happen just because of your mental load. So you need to think of your mind just like a computer, and everything that you're putting in needs to get kind of locked away, at least the important information. But it can come to a time if you're feeding your mind too much information, and this especially happens when you're in just like a hyper growth period of business, right? So Peter and I this year took our business from multiple 7 figures a year to well over 8 figures a year here in 2020, projected revenue. And essentially we've had to kick our game up to a next level as far as just our level of focus and our level of output. Just in the last, call it 8 months or so. So essentially, I want to just tell you some of the findings that I've personally discovered over this past, call it 8-month period of time of just really ramping up our business output, as far as just certain things that helped me really increase my own capacity to handle more and not get as stressed out. So guys, the main thing to realize when it comes to the business world, it's all a mind game. So in order to master the business outer world, as far as just production, you need to master your inner world as far as not getting overwhelmed and stressed out. So a lot of people get into business and they want to operate on a Bugatti level, but they have the drag in their life of basically like an 18-wheeler on a racetrack, right? So essentially, if you want to go faster in a car, you need to eliminate the weight and the drag, the unnecessary dead weight, and the drag that's stopping you from moving forward. And the same thing is true in business. So in order to really get to the next level in business, you need to be able to eliminate things from your life that are dead weight. So, this could mean people in your life that are really bringing you down. It could mean other businesses that are not working, that are bringing, your time down. It could be a job that you have, right? But, or it could even be like family commitments that, take up a lot of your time or whatever it is. But essentially, these sort of tasks that are not income producing activities are always going to create a lot of drag. So if you know a lot about me, you'll know that my life is very lean. I don't have a lot of drag in my life. I don't have any kids. I don't have a wife. I don't have a girlfriend right now. I have, 2 friends that I hang out with here almost on a daily basis, but I don't have a huge social circle here in Charleston. And, I really don't have a lot of unnecessary things in my life that add additional stress other than the business. So for me, it comes down to basically managing my inner world as far as, how do I keep my head on straight when I'm, doing so much more business, and how do I really scale to the level that I want to be at without getting burned out and basically fizzling out, right? So let me share with you some things that helped. So first of all, guys, you need to do anything possible to reduce anything that's going to constantly trigger your fight or flight receptors. So if you're getting home from work and just like immediately getting in some argument with like your wife or spouse, that's hard to do, guys. It's going to really affect your business performance big time, okay? So really try to just eliminate that. Also, I don't have a wife, so something that I would do at night would be like play video games, right? And a video game that I always play would be like Halo on the Xbox, but Halo's a very intense game, and I realized that at night I was sort of just like activating my fight or flight receptors by playing this game, and starting the next day from almost like a depleted level of of energy when, I was just gaming so hard at night or whatever, right? So that's something that I've really eliminated to maybe just one night a week on like a Sunday night or something like that, or a Saturday night. And I'm not doing a lot of like gaming anymore because that's really depletes your mental energy, actually. Okay, what else? So I recently eliminated coffee from my diet. So coffee was putting a lot of strain on my digestion and also on my heart, and it was giving me kind of jitters, and I think it was kind of fogging up my head. So I eliminated coffee from my diet, and it's been phenomenal results. I've been just having way less digestive problems, which has made me focus better and honestly get more work done without the coffee, even if I start a little bit groggy at first. Okay, I've talked about this in other videos, but I also meditate 3 times a day. So as soon as I wake up in the morning, I have a 10-minute breathing regimen that I repeat throughout the day for either 10 or 20 minutes at a time, either seated or lying down on a yoga mat. So this is really important. You need to have breathing exercises to essentially oxygenate your body and release some of the cortisol that gets built up. So I was essentially having a problem where I was getting really, really overwhelmed for no reason. Like looking at my workload, like I had everything delegated, like my personal workload was pretty manageable. So like, why was I getting overwhelmed? And the reality was that I was basically not doing anything to specifically like reduce my stress, right? And that's where meditation and breathing exercises really come into play. So I'll teach you guys basically a simple breathing regimen right now that you can implement, and it's pretty simple. So essentially it's called box breathing. So if you picture a box and every breath is a side of the box. So for every part of the breath, you hold your breath, you do it for 5 seconds. So I'll do it for you guys now just to show you. So the main thing to realize is that everything you do, you need to be breathing through your nose, never be breathing through your mouth. It's a lot of just bad, unfiltered air. So always try to breathe in through your nose. And this whole, just in general, right? And this whole regimen is done through your nose. So I'll do it for you guys now. Ready? Breathing in. Hold it for 5. Sorry, I'm driving. Exhale for 5 through your nose. And hold it for 5 at the bottom of your breath. So as you're breathing in, you want to draw in your breath over 5 seconds. Hold it at the top of your breath with your belly full of air for 5 seconds. Exhale it on the way out through your nose slowly for 5 seconds. Hold at the bottom of your breath with your stomach empty for 5 seconds. And then repeat the inhale for 5 seconds. And basically, if you do this for 10 minutes, this is a way that you can basically force your mind to relax. So this really lowers your fight or flight, receptors. It lowers your stress levels and really makes a huge difference. So I do this 3 times a day in the morning, right after I finish up work, and then right before I go to bed. Sometimes I'll even do it during the workday too, depending on what's going on that day. If I'm really stressed out, I'll get a 4th session in, whatever. But this is something that's really helped me manage my my own stress lately. So you can't be operating from a place of stress if you really want to like excel fast in business, because the stress will really hold you back. It's going to make you feel overwhelmed. It's going to make you feel like you can't do as much as you can. It's really going to make you start to make careless mistakes and just silly stuff like that. So really, guys, if you have a lot of stress and you're just kind of grinding until the wheels fall off every day, that's just really not what you should be doing. So the next important thing, guys, is what you put into your body really affects everything. So it affects your focus, it affects your your ideas, your creativity. So one thing that I've done recently is I've hired a private chef who I basically have on a salary, who prepares food for me now for the week. So that may or may not be something that you can afford. You can always make your own food. I just really, don't have a lot of cooking skills. So the private chef thing for me is pretty crucial if I want to eat healthy. Before I was basically just eating a lot of junk food because I don't really know how to cook. So eating the junk food was so bad. I mean, it was just destroying my productivity. I was just showing up to the office with just like so much brain fog and stuff. So having the private chef is really important for that. And, other than that, guys, just try to make sure that you're getting just healthy stuff in your body. So like I just got back from picking up some stuff, and I got some coconut water and I have some kombucha with multigreen, spirulina, and probiotics. So really healthy stuff that just helps your digestion and helps your mind just think more clearly. You need to really be making a conscious effort of getting the healthiest food in your body as you possibly can. So anyways, guys, these are the main points. If you really want to be operating on like a Bugatti level and not like a Honda Civic level or an 18-wheeler level, then really start to implement these tips. So it all just comes down to eliminating the dead weight and the drag in your life. So, even thoughts that are chattering around your head, that's dead weight. You need to get the chattering thoughts that have no real productive purpose out of your head through breathing exercises and through meditation, so that you can free up space to really hit it big, guys. So anyways, this is how you optimize your personal performance to operate at a very high level in business. And this is something that you really need to consider if you really want to really crush it. Anyways, hope this is helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.